So I'm going to show you a few ways that you can make meaningful mind maps for revision using your iPad. So the first one I'm going to show you is Explain Everything. So this is great. You would just download this app from our MDM, go to New. You can just go for a blank canvas, or you can have a little look at the templates where you could pick sort of a colourful background if you would like that, and it opens up really nicely like so. So how we make a start, you can obviously see you can use your Apple Pencil or you can type into this. So I'm going to make a start doing my mind map on Mrs. Gren. Understand you've all been studying this acronym for biology. So you can change the colours. So I know that the first one is movement. Okay, and then I can just very easily sort of zoom out, move this around so that it's nice and easy for me to work into. And I can sort of say things like plants move okay, so I've got that there. And then I might decide, actually, because that's not coming up particularly clearly, that I may want to actually use a text box to talk about how animals okay, so I've just got that there, and again I can move that around. I can then select my pen tool again, add arrows in, and just make it how I want it to look, basically. I mean, potentially my blue background wasn't the best choice, but there we go. Something else you can do is you can add pictures, you can add clip art and things like that if you find that having images and things like that helps you. But you can as well use your Apple Pencil to help sort of illustrate points. So if I just wanted to have a quick reminder about the plants moving towards the sun, I could have that there, and then of course I can sort of extend any of these points with more examples. The key thing about mind maps working is making sure that you are sort of only having about 7 or 8 things coming off your sort of central bubble. So Mrs. Gren is sort of a perfect topic for that. So if you're sort of thinking about something that you might want to have a go at yourself, a different topic, think small, okay? If it's going to be more than that sort of coming off of your center point, it's going to appear very chaotic and it won't be valuable revision. So you can save this, you can then download it as an image, you can just have it so you can reference it on your iPad, you can obviously print it out, and all sorts of other things, just so it's really useful revision for you. So that's Explain Everything. There's also specific mind mapping apps and websites. So one that I quite like is called Coggle, and you can just log into this using your school account. But there's also things like Mindly, which is on your MDM, which you can download to use if you haven't already. But this, again, you can just log in with your school account and create a diagram. So this is super easy to use, and if you don't have an Apple Pencil, it's another good option, something like this. There's also MindMice, there's all sorts of ones which you can use to sort of create free mind maps. So again, I'm going to go for Mrs. Gren as my main topic. So I've got that in the center, and then I can just very easily add my first branch. And then you can see a little bit of tapping, and I'm able to get my example. And the thing I like about this one is you can just, if you find an image from the internet, you can just really easily paste that in, and it's nice and user-friendly. It's a little bit fiddly, I suppose, getting to the points that you want to use, but as you can see here, I can sort of change the colour of the forks as I go, if that sort of helps. Trying to be able to add my second point, but it's being a little bit fiddly. There we go. Okay, so then I could add super. And then I would be able to sort of change the colour of that as well if I wanted to, and add a sort of subcategory coming in from that one as well. So it's really nice and easy, and the good thing about this is you can sort of move it around. So unlike Explain Everything, where everything is kind of where you put it initially and you can't really change it without sort of like rubbing things out and deleting it, you are able to sort of move this around so it doesn't look too confusing. So now it's over to you. You need to think of a way that you could think of something that appeals to you, whether you want to use a mind mapping app or whether you just fancy using Explain Everything. You can either now work on your own Mrs. Gren mind map and make it a lot more detailed than my very initial example, so going around, getting the rest of the words, writing what they mean, and a few examples, that's it. Or you can pick a different topic, but just remember it needs to be a small topic that isn't going to take up loads of space. We don't want these to be chaotic because then they lose their value. Good luck.